Bonjour and welcome back to the Cricket Nerds podcast. I am James. I'm joined with Benji. I'm back after a long hiatus. I was just enjoying a nice holiday with absolutely awful Wi-Fi, so I wasn't able to join in with any of the podcasts, which was a shame. But there's been a lot of IPL. It's still going. Is it me?
Long.
Is it me, or is this IPL just the longest one?
Ça va bien, Messi. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I'm glad you're doing well. KKR versus Sunrisers Hyderabad, quite an important game, and naturally, it went KKR's game because I believe you predicted Sunrisers would win.
I did. I said Sunrisers are going to put it back. They're going to have a bit of form. They're going to come out swinging, and they looked pathetic.
You've got a gift. Yes.
Let's just hope that I don't predict your team to win. That's all we have to say about that. But yeah, talking about Sunrisers KKR today, I mean, KKR batted first, and at the start, they looked pretty poor. Venkatesh Iyer lasted one more ball than I did today and scored 7 more runs at the top of the order, but that's fine. And then there was a little bit of a good, starts from both Ajinkya Rahane and Nitish Rana until they both got themselves out. But really today it was the Andre Russell show, coming out and smiting 49 off 28, striking at 175. He just looked really good. It's one of those games where, like, in typical Andre Russell fashion, it's either like we win and he scores loads, or he looks awful and gets out really early. So yeah, it was interesting. Then I mean, there was a little bit of poor bowling and a little bit of good bowling from Sunrisers. What do you think about that, James?
Yeah, it was definitely a mixed bag. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, still amazing. Just a brilliant player. And then Marco Jansen looked really good, actually. He's brought it back a bit. And then some awful, some would say smelly. Someone even goes far to say stinky bowling from Natarajan and Washington Sundar. It was absolutely terrible. That kind of threw the game away for them, really, because Umran Malik bowling absolute smoke once again. He's found a bit of form, and he's regained that form from earlier, taking 3 wickets and very, very big wickets as well. He had a huge impact on the game, but it wasn't enough to outweigh the just terrible bowling from Natarajan and Washington Sundar.
Yep.
Which is a bit of a shame for Sunrisers, but I think the real problem that Sunrisers had, because 177 wasn't a huge score, it was their batting, which if you look at Abhishek Sharma, he looked very good. Yeah, I think he's a player of absolute class. But yeah, what do you think of the rest of them?
I mean, Kane Williamson, he's the big villain. He's the big villain. Kane Williamson, in my opinion, needs to, I think, hang up the bat for white ball, concentrate on his test match captaincy, concentrate on being New Zealand's best test match batter, and do that. I feel like he's just trying to be this multi-format player that he just isn't, which is a real shame. A note about Abhishek Sharma, he was so good today. Like, he looked class. He was really spearheading that batting attack from Sunrisers and tried to really pull that back. And actually, 177 is a chaseable total, I would say. In 20 overs at Pune, that's chaseable. So Abhishek Sharma came out, looked okay. It was just a shame he wasn't backed up by the rest of his team. I mean, Aidan Markram was probably the only other person worth shouting out as performing. Like, he came out, he did his role, and he stuck around, and he struck at around 130, which is, what Aidan Markram needs to do. But I think, like, Sunrise really to have a look at if what they are thinking about that Kane Williamson as the captain, especially because I even think that Kane Williamson shouldn't be captain in the white ball. Well, especially in the T20 for New Zealand. Maybe the 50 over, but I just don't think that Kane Williamson these days is a T20 batter. And I think that Sunrise will be kicking themselves for sacking off David Warner and letting him go to Delhi and score a bajillion runs for them. I think that what did happen a bit today, though, was some very good bowling from KKR made Sunrisers look very ordinary.
Yeah,
what
definitely.
did you sort of think about that KKR bowling?
I thought, first of all, we see Umesh Yadav and Tim Southey, like right there, they did it right at the start. They were absolutely amazing in that power play, and we saw that again. So Umesh Yadav and Tim Southey both went to under 6 runs and over, and took 3 wickets between them, which was absolutely massive for KKR. Varun Chakravarti bowled well, which he hasn't done all season really. So that was another huge thing. The person that actually went for the most runs was Sunil Narine, which, that hasn't happened at all this season. Like, he's been like Mr. Economy. And then Andre Russell, just every now and then he has a game where he's just absolute MVP. And this was his game. He gets the winning runs with the bat, and then he takes 3 big wickets with the ball at an economy of under 6. So it was a very all-round performance. Everybody chipped in. Everybody did what they needed to do. And yeah, you're right. They made Sunrisers look very ordinary. I think some soft dismissals from Sunrisers helped KKR out. But yeah, it was just a complete complete flip from the KKR we've seen in some games. So it's interesting to see. But yeah, that's the game. So we'll move on. We'll move on to comment of the day. Because it is an absolute legendary comment. And I've got to try and find it again now. I lost it.
I think I'll help you out.
Oh, yeah. Here it is. Rikan Patel. Absolute legend that he is. I'm just going to read the end part of his comment.
It's a very long one.
Yeah. So he said, I need KKR to beat Sunrisers Hyderabad tomorrow to knock them out of the playoff chances. And Benji picked Sunrisers Hyderabad. So that's a good sign for RCB fans. Rikan, you are absolutely right. Benji picked the team and they lost. So Benji, you've got this gift. And
I got one back for cursing RCB against Punjab.
You really did. So, we'll move on to Cricket Nerds questions.
Yes. We've got a lot. We've got 3 CNQs today. So let's rattle through.
Yeah.
So first of all is from Samuel Thakora, who says, do you think Marco Janssen deserves some more faith from the Sunrisers Hyderabad coaching staff, similarly to how they stuck with Malik even when he was leaking runs during the early stages of the tournament? Quick answer, yes, he does deserve more faith. And second answer, yes, he showed them why today with the ball. I think Marco Janssen bowled really well today. And I think he, just did really well for that Sunrisers bowling. He was one of their few heroes today. What do you think, James?
Yeah, absolutely. He's still very young, and the qualities that he's got, like, he can bowl it quite hard. He can, like, he's 9'3", and he can bat a little bit as well if he needs to. So like the plus sides to Marco Janssen are huge, and if they stick with him, they've got a really good few players for the next few years. Right, what's the next one?
It is from Ankit Singh, who says, with the extra days in the IPL this year, has it made the IPL interesting, or does it feel like it's dragging too much? I think we've already answered this a little bit, because I feel like it's been going on for like a million days.
Yeah,
I think we're like
we love the
days
IPL.
into the IPL.
We do love the IPL, but I do think that it's dragging a bit, to be completely honest. I think we could do with sort of 1 or 2 fewer games for each team. It's a lot, really. I think there's just a bit too much in these group stages.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the IPL is so exciting at the start because you wanted to see how these teams are going to play, but then towards the end of the group stages, it's almost like which teams are going to fatigue the least tends to be a factor, which isn't that fun. It's not that interesting for a tournament. So yeah, I think just maybe 2 games fewer for each team would make it a bit more digestible. But that's just me. I still love the IPL. I'm not going to whine too much. I like it
as well. I think we've seen actually that even like people's interest in the IPL has dipped, because like we're seeing, like, especially like our podcast views have come off an absolute cliff, because everyone's like, oh, is the IPL still going on? Like, it's been going on for like 1,000 years. And like every game, and I think this goes into our next question too, from Amar Eddy, who says, I know IPL is a cash cow for the BCCI, but how irritated do you get due to the timeouts, as there are water bottles coming in from every dugout every over? And I agree. It's so, like, every game is about a 6-hour game. I mean, that's how long I play on a Saturday, 6 hours. Like, an innings takes so long to get through, because every 5 seconds, someone's changing gloves, someone's running out from the dugout with a water bottle. They've got 10 minutes of strategic timeouts per game because they've got some sponsor to do. Yes, I know it makes money. I understand why it's there, but 2 minutes 30 for a strategic timeout, especially when like the timeouts take longer than 2 minutes 30 because of the advert breaks. And every single over, they're taking 3.5 days to set their field. They've got like 9 different pairs of gloves going through. It's like, it's just ridiculous. Like, get on with it. I think there needs to be a cutoff time, like the 100. And if you haven't bowled your overs by the end of the cutoff time, you lose a fielder and has to come in the ring. Sorry, I just complained there.
You did a bit, but that's all right. That's what we like to see here. So yeah, thank you very much for all your Cricket Nerds questions. Leave them down below. We do really enjoy them, and it's a segment that we're going to continue for a long time beyond the IPL. So yeah, let us know what you'd like to see in our videos as well, because you know you guys are the real cricket nerds, and you know we're all about entertainment, and like we enjoy making these videos. So just let us know what you want to see. Other than that, I think it's pretty much time to finish. So follow our social medias. We are at Cricket Nerds Pod, and like and subscribe. Don't forget to comment as well. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. Goodbye.